Congratulations on the win. How do you feel?
I feel great, man. It's finally happening. You get to the UFC. The first time that I got here, obviously it was a short notice. I got the L, but I honestly, even though I was in the UFC, I didn't feel like a UFC fighter until you went about in here, and I finally got that. So now I feel like I belong, and now I can't wait for the future.
Was there any feeling that maybe this wouldn't come? Not so much the win, but the fight itself, because there were so many canceled fights. And did you feel like was there any discouragement about this moment?
Yeah, you're always discouraged anytime like a bout falls through, or you're injured, or something medical happens. And 2020, I think, was a crazy year for all of us. I know it was for me. But you know what? I'm blessed. My body got to recover, and we were able to come out, today, put on a performance, and get the win. So that was huge.
Was there any part of you that maybe feels like the time away that that year that you didn't fight was a little bit of a blessing? You were able to spend some time working on things.
Absolutely, it was definitely a huge blessing. As much as I went through some hardships, and it was a tough time in moments, and everything like that. Everything happens for a reason. I'm blessed. God's carried me through it all, and I'm here. And I have an amazing team behind me. I have a beautiful wife. I have he ain't newborn anymore. He's 1 year old, and man, he just keeps me on my toes. I have an autistic daughter, and man, my house is wild. But you know what? I love them so much. It's awesome.
And your opponent normally fights at a much higher weight class. Did you feel like there was any kind of size difference in there?
He's much taller. I definitely had to get a little bit bigger training partners for me, and it was a little bit of a challenge at first. I'm coming up from 35 and 45, having to make the adjustments and everything like that. I have a great strength training coach, my dad, and then I brought in one of my good buddies. His name's Bowie Bada, and man, he did an awesome job helping me along with the rest of my team and my coaches, Greg Jackson, Mike Winklejohn, and man, I think we pulled everything together. We did everything right, and we got the win today. So that's all that counts to me.
And when do you want to get back in there?
I'd like to maybe get one more in before the end of the year. If not, maybe at the beginning of next year. Right now, I mean, I kind of got a small little suspension, but hopefully after that, we can start in talks. I have an amazing management, Jason House, and we'll get together, and we'll hopefully get a couple names, and hopefully we'll come back here pretty soon, and start a roll. This is great.
Do you have any names already in mind, or you kind of want to wait and take?
No, I do. There was a fight I watched not too long ago. I know one of them has fought already, but I saw a fight. It was I think Kazula Vargas versus Zhu Rong, and both of those seem like exciting fights. Man, that looks like a fight that I would like to be part of, and either one of those guys would be great. They come to scrap. They're very strong, and I think that would be a fun fight for the fans too. So maybe we can get that going. It's like I said, one of them can step up to the plate because I'll be on the mound.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Like you mentioned, 2020 was kind of crazy. When some of the bouts, the canceled bouts, were you dealing with injury, or was it just other things outside of fighting?
One was an injury. The first one was an injury, and then I think I was fighting Peter Barrett. That one was an injury, and then when I was supposed to fight Jourdain. I actually had some really bad gut issues, and so we had to go see a bunch of doctors and everything like that. Talk to my team, like, you're not looking good. Your medical, your health really comes first. And so as much as I didn't want to, we had to obviously pull out. I had to go, handle it. And majority of that stuff is taken care of. We moved up in weight just to make sure my health is good. I need to make sure I'm here for my family too. So, we had to make some adjustments, but we're here, we're ready to go, and we're fine on all cylinders.
And I guess with the young infant, with that time away to heal for yourself and be able to spend time with the child, was it a sort of a blessing in disguise?
It's always a blessing, man. I have that little guy. He keeps me on my toes, but man, he's awesome. He's crazy, and he loves the fights. If he's going crazy, I just put on the fights, and he sits, and it kind of worries me because I don't know if I want him to become a fighter. Yeah. But man, I'll tell you what, I'll put him in his little chair, and he'll just sit there, and and he'll watch them, and you say something, he kind of looks at you, and he's like quiet. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it was a blessing. Me and my wife, just we love being with them, and like I said, our house is wild, but it's a joy and it's a blessing.
Has he came to the gym yet to watch you train?
I brought him to the gym. He's helped me hit pads with Wink once. He's very shy. I mean, it's kind of unfortunate with COVID. He's not out and about with
Yeah.
people, and people are very, very masked, so he's a little shy. But my coaches got to meet him, Holly and John and all these guys. They got to see him and got to kind of like meet him. And I thought that was awesome because that's my blood. And I'm with these guys every single day, and they punch me in the face, and we become family. And I just wanted them to see him too. So it was a good time.
I was going to say, it sounds like by his interest, it sounds like you're going to have a fighter on your hands trying to imitate what Dad does eventually.
Please don't say that. Let me do the fight. I'll do the fight.
There you go. And looking at wanting to stay busy, you said you want to make 155 your home, but with the idea of trying to stay busy, is there any hopes to maybe some people, if they could fight in other divisions, will take fights going up and down a little bit to stay busy? Would you be willing to do that to stay active, or are you going all in on 155 because of the health benefits that you feel better and how you operate at that level?
As much as it would seem nice to possibly go back down to 45, it definitely does take a lot, and it's a lot of risk. I'm not too sure. I'm scared. I'm more scared of going through kind of what happened with Jourdain and experiencing some of the things that I experienced. So I want to make sure that like I'm healthy. So right now, 55 is our target. We're going to continue to stay here. And as long as everything's going well, we'll stay here. If not, then we're just going to reevaluate things, maybe do some adjustments, and then just kind of make, those type of decisions at that time.
And then jumping back to this fight, what was the game plan going in there for Charlie?
The game plan was definitely trying not to stay in his range, but he's so tall, he's so long, it's very hard to kind of know where that's at. It's a gunfight. I mean, I normally put myself in the gunfights. I think those are the fights that people want to see anyway, so I know that I'm at risk. But you know what? The game plan was to either just stay out of that kicking range because that's where he's most dangerous. So we were just kind of work on the like leg kicks, stuff like that. Once we get past that, work on, staying in close, working on those body shots, working on the head shots. And then if the opportunity presented itself to take him down anyways. So the takedowns and all that stuff, we're going to come at some point. We just, we're forced, by, the nature of this fight. And, you just pretty much just run with it. And, we were able to, regroup at certain times. And, we got the job done, but I was able to get in close, take him down, control the whole entire, ground game. And, coaches were guiding me every single step of the way, what to do. And as long as I listened to them, I'm doing pretty well. So, it went that way and it was great.
Yeah, it definitely looked very dominant once you got him down on the ground. I thought you were doing some incredible moves. Even a couple of times you're slamming your shoulder into him, and then you were kind of having those sneaky little elbows. Once you busted him up, did you have a feeling that the fight was either going to possibly get stopped by either a doctor stoppage, or did you feel that he was wearing down as every sort of chance that you got him on the ground, you were doing good bits of damage?
I knew as soon as I cut him, the momentum was going to shift. Because he did get me. The momentum was in his favor. As soon as I got him down, I'm like, all right, this is kind of 50-50. Let's see what he's going to do, how he's going to move. He wasn't moving that great. I could feel him trying to climb up the wall. Coaches were telling him to pull him off, so I tried to pull him off. I just knew my control points, and I knew that as long as I was able to do that I could control the positioning. And as soon as I cut him, I could just kind of see it in his face. He wasn't too happy about it, and the momentum shifted. And I went back to my corner, and I just kind of looked in his eyes. I knew he was kind of like just not necessarily out of it, but he just was kind of just like in this awe moment where like, damn, and I was kind of wondering if they were gonna, stop it because there was a lot of blood. They did it. So you know what? We just, go on to the next round. That's okay. We just keep going. And, I went back to my corner. They gave me some great advice. And yeah, man, that's kind of the beginning of the end in the second round. So yeah, I just went in my direction. So I need to rewatch the fight. I kind of don't remember a lot. So
yeah, it did almost look like he didn't fully recover in between rounds. Like you did a lot of damage. Those shots were doing a lot of great work on him. And then last thing for me, because it looked really quick for us here on the TV, but in the very first round when he caught you with that sort of axe kick, sort of hook kick or something, how quick was that up there? And did it looked like it sort of either was possible a slip or that it kind of knocked your equilibrium a little bit out at the beginning?
Yeah, to be honest, he landed. I don't know what landed, to be honest. I mean, I think it clipped me somewhere on the top of the head. It wasn't anywhere near the chin or anything like that. Yeah. So my equilibrium was a little bit off. And when I was able to get my wits, because at first I took a step, I'm like, oh, I'm good. And then all of a sudden the room kind of starts to, have this little shake to it. And I'm like, all right, well, I need to find a leg. I need to find him somewhere. I need to just, locate him and then, plan the next move. And, his leg was right there. So I was like, all right, we're going to take him down. This is that point. So we're taking him down and just continue to go that direction. And of course, I wanted to stand up. Of course, I want to do some different things. But my ultimate goal was to get the win. But my family's going through some tough times right now, and I want to make sure that I'm able to bring home that win check as well. And hopefully it puts me in line. I mean, I might be the first to get a 50K bonus. I'm not sure. I'm sure there's going to be other great fighters that are going to put up some stuff, but hopefully I'm in line at least.
Well, I hope you get it. And credit to your toughness, because, yeah, as soon as you took that leg, that seemed like the beginning of the end for him. So credit to you and your toughness, and congrats on the win.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time.